Rest in peace, the British bashing corporation. Gary Lineker and the woke mob of millionaire champagne socialists might think they've had a great victory today, but they're wrong. The weak Director General, Tim Davey's pathetic decision to cast aside the principles of impartiality he claimed to hold so dear in favour of celebrity lovey fest boycotts, which saw sports fans left high and dry all weekend with no regular football programme. Well, to me, this is the end of the BBC as we know it. And I'll tell you why. Davey is admitting that the Beeb can no longer even enforce the pretense of impartiality. Now, of course, you and me, we know the crooked corporation has been as biased as it possibly could be since its hatred for Brexit in 2016, followed by its campaigning against Boris Johnson and J.K. Rowling, embrace of lockdowns, COVID hysteria and Nicola Sturgeon, and complete hatred of red wall voters who want to stoke the boats. So here's how Davey tried to justify the most humiliating TV U-turn in living memory.
I've always said we needed to take proportionate action. For some people, by the way, we've taken too severe action, David. Others think we're being too lenient. One of the joys of this affair is there'd never been an easy solution, but asking Gary to step back off air was, I think, a significant thing. And now we look forward with this agreement moving forward to resolve things and get back to business as usual.
What a joker. What a joker. You've resolved nothing, apart from empowering BBC celebrities to use the platform and massive salary gifted to them by licence payers like you and me to launch political campaigns. For once, Lineker had nothing to say.
I've already said what I'm going to say on Twitter. If I say anything more now, it just encourages people to doorstep me.
Oh, that's right, Twitter, where Lineker even today continued his campaign against the majority of Brits who believe it's absolutely essential we stop the boats to protect our country against an invasion of illegal migrants, many of whom are criminals, and for humanitarian reasons to stop the dastardly people smuggling gangs risking lives for cash. But of course, that's not how Lineker and his cabal of left-wing auto-cue readers see it. This is what he wrote. A final thought. However difficult the last few days have been, it simply doesn't compare to having to flee your home from persecution or war to seek refuge in a land far away. It's heartwarming to have seen the empathy towards their plight from so many of you. We remain a country of predominantly tolerant, welcoming and generous people. Thank you. So what Lineker is implying there is that if you disagree with his highly irresponsible and dangerous open borders policy, just like his disgusting rhetoric comparing Superwoman Suella Braverman's Stop the Boats policy to 1930s Germany, if you disagree with that, then you are a hateful, racist bigot. And this is why the BBC no longer represents the majority of the country. It's also incredibly intellectually dishonest, as is, by the way, turning this Lineker debacle into an issue of free speech. Because the BBC don't give a damn about free speech. Look at how they treat coverage of the trans debate. And have they even interviewed one victim of the COVID vaccine? I don't think so. During the 3 years of interminable lockdowns, virtually any dissenting voice was silenced, even proven experts. So this is nothing about freedom of speech. Lineker signed his right to be party political away when he agreed to the BBC's stringent social media policies in 2020. He had the choice. And since then, he's made a mockery of the concept of the need to be impartial while working for the BBC.
Much every country, including our own, has got issues. And we're off to America in 4 years' time. See, America's an extraordinarily racist country.
Brexit is a game where 66 million people kick themselves about for 2.5 years, and in the end, Britain wins the Golden Dumbass Award. There is no good Brexit deal, so good luck with that. Imagine how hopeless you'd have to be to still be behind the Tory party in the polls. The absolute state of our politics. And her party will hand back their donations from Russian donors. She was a child, manipulated and groomed. This feels very wrong. If it's not already too late, history will look back very favourably on these people. There is no huge influx. We take far fewer refugees than other European countries. This is just an immeasurably cruel policy directed at the most vulnerable people in language that is not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 30s. And am I out of order?
So, as I say, Lineker's left-wing disciples today might think they've won, but they've lost the right to charge us a disgusting poll tax of £159 every single year simply to watch television. And by the way, if we don't pay it, we face jail. With even the veneer that the BBC wants to be impartial in the future smashed to smithereens by Lineker and his privileged band of overpaid left-wing presenters, it is now immoral to force anyone to pay the licence fee. The time for the BBC to be defunded is here.